Greetings once more, everyone. The show must begin again. I hope you've enjoyed our little performance for you all. But our heroes must now continue their dirty work. Eel's End is a very dangerous place to be at. Vice, corruption, all the various things that just make you feel wonderful in the darkest times. Sins of flesh, chemical, and of chance. Well, as they're diving deep into this, it hopes to discover clues. There might be a connection. Someone to speak to. And in the lord of this entire place, the King of Spiders. So, join us once more as the show continues. As of course, our group dives once again into Old Korvosa. Greetings, everyone! Oh, I forgot to readjust that. Let me do that. I didn't do it this time. Oh, it's a little off. I forgot to do that this time. There we go. Now it's fixed. I'll do that there. See, like, it's supposed to be the same size, but I forgot I had to readjust it when I put it in here and fixed the thing, because I replaced the black over top of me. And your guys are... Let me... There we go. Now you're unmuted. Your statement was the only one lost. Unfortunate. No! How dare I?
All I said was, what the heck? Yeah, I saw that it was like one over the other.
Yeah, well, it's actually supposed to be, because that's the way I do the, Originally, I was going to do something a little fancier, but just to have it be there is fine. Like, having, like, each with, like, curtains or something behind it was... Maybe I'll do that at some point in time, to, like, fancier it up a little bit more, but anyway. Hi, everyone. Go ahead.
I was going to say, you missed one, though. Laziness.
Oh.
I mean, sort of. I mean, it's really meant for the place where if you get drunk, high, and or mostly broke, they throw you into, and if you're not in such a bad shape that they, throw you into the streets.
Tavel just went and took a nap.
I mean, sometimes you
Jesus just saved my life.
Oh, Tavel did get a good night's sleep, it's true.
Tavel did... Well, Tavel's still sleeping, I guess?
Technically?
I think, yeah, because several of us are going to wake up in the morning, I think.
I think Tavel noticed Ada going in, because this is before Tavel went to sleep. True. Ada would have wandered in and gone to one of the rooms. Yeah. But Ada may have not noticed Tavel, though, because Ada was high.
Low wisdom at the moment.
Yeah. But we were going to circle back when we started here.
I could make a perception check to see if I can.
Well, what's your wisdom at now, by the way?
11.
Nice.
It's closer. Well, we'll have you roll.
You're still wiser than I am.
We'll kind of have the two of you go together then, because I think we circled through everybody. We're going to circle back to Khandes and then kind of go through the group again, since all of you split up into areas, and we'll see, some of you want more things to do than others. So, Khandes, you've been playing some games for a while. We kind of left you off at kind of breaking losing a little, but mostly breaking even.
Yeah.
What is your kind of end game for gamble? Oh, I probably should give an introduction to everything. I got right into it. I just wanted to get right into the game. Hi, welcome to the Crimson Queen. I've got a bunch of people here. We're going to play some Pathfinder 1st Edition. Enjoy your time. And so, join us. So, yes, you're gambling. You're in.
I'm in.
It's all those who know Red Dragon,
I'm trying to remember what I was going to be doing.
That's a good question. Dude. Yeah. So I'll reset the scene here. You're in one of the ships here in Eel's End, which is a series of 5 vessels that are poured around here. The Eel's End itself is a large battleship in the center, where it doesn't seem to have any of the kind of vices, but is surrounded by 4 other ships. The Gold Hawk, the Twin Tigers, House of Clouds, and the Dragon's Breath Corridor. You are in the Twin Tigers, which is a barge, and it has a kind of gambling hall on top of the barge, where you're inside the gambling hall. It's kind of packed with a lot of different people. a bunch of different games and stuff set up. And you've just been kind of doing some playing cards after you had done some other kinds of bets and stuff. You were doing some dice games.
Right, I did dice games, and then I went to do playing cards on the guy's request. Well, guy's suggestion.
Yeah.
And then I also overheard them speak a little bit and figured out where were they from. They were from
Vudra.
Vudra, thank you.
We knew you recognized the language, so certainly working on the docks, you've probably heard it before, but you don't understand it, you know?
Yeah. But, it kind of was like, oh, that's interesting. And then that also ties in with the one family that we already knew.
Which they
Possibly
could have
could
they could have ties, they could have indirect ties too, you know, you don't know for sure.
I think that's what, I was going to wait till he was not next to his brother anymore.
Uh-huh.
And walk up to him.
Okay.
Be like, my friend!
Ah, yes. How goes the games?
Cards was an excellent suggestion.
Excellent. I'm sure we'll see you plenty of times in here. Have you had your fill? Or are you planning some more gambling? I know that it could be a long night, and you have been here for a number of hours.
Yes, I may call it an evening soon.
Perhaps I can recommend the Gold Hawk quite nearby. If you've seen it outside, it's a place that you can get a quick sleep, especially if you want to come back here, or if you don't feel like wandering out to the streets late at night. As much as things have calmed down in the city, certainly a safe place to sleep would be great.
That is agreeable. Was wondering if you could tell me something.
Perhaps I can.
I was looking for a gentleman. What the hell was that guy's name? My brain is dead tonight. Sorry, guys.
Ambassador Amphrey.
Ambassador Amphrey. Have you seen him around lately?
You're looking for someone by name exactly. I must apologize, as much as there are plenty of individuals here. But just like I do not know your name, I do not know the names of most of the patrons here. If your friend is someone that comes and gambles here, perhaps gave you a suggestion, I would maybe ask around to some of the others around there. They might know a name, but be warned, it is a very rude thing to just ask around willy-nilly. Perhaps offering a drink, maybe get something, but if you really want names, well, I would suggest you would go to the man who sees all and hears all here. Mr. Arabasti. He's gracious enough to allow us to go here, and any kind of business that might deal with names directly usually rely on him. Though, you seem like a nice folk, I would probably recommend you just keep an eye out for your friend if you're looking for them, and maybe, plan a little better next time to meet with them.
Understood. Well, thank you for a great evening.
Mm-hmm. And please do come spend more. A individual such as yourself that enjoys your time here outside of your normal purview, especially a friend of an ambassador, is always welcome.
I'll most likely return. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna head to the inn ship then.
Okay. All right.
Might come back tomorrow and, try to schmooze with some of the higher clientele, see if I can get anything.
I mean, I was going to tell you, by the time you get to it, the place is pretty closed up. Are you just going to get into one of the rooms, or are you going into the hold?
I'll Well, you know what? I don't. Well, I'll see if I can get a room.
You certainly will be able to get a room.
Okay. Yeah,
For-
just
for-
to hold
for silver
here,
for the
it's
night.
like, since I do have money.
It is very cramped and is very much more of a it's especially if, like, you know, they just dump a lot of people, they tend to dump them down in the hole, you know. The people that they dump from other places. But all right, so you'll settle in for the night. Lucia, so you had arranged to have, I believe, what?
Yeah, I had. I went to the Gelentos, our good friends, and I got permission to be their representative as we visit the ambassador's estate. And I'm
That's
bringing
right.
his son, Amin Gelento, with me,
Yes.
so he can be a useful distraction.
So, and it was the ambassadorial estate, so it's not directly where probably the ambassador's staying, but it is the, you know, business where Chilaxian, you know, ambassadorial stuff is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the embassy.
Yeah.
Arriving at the embassy, it's going to be probably for you closer to early evening, because you didn't spend nearly as much time as the rest of them. But, you know, still the building is active to a degree. You can see a number of about half a dozen armed guards outside the front of the building, kind of looking at it, dressed in regalia that definitely reminds you of Chilaxian soldiers. They aren't Hell Knights, but they are soldiers of Chelax.
Equally disgusting.
They seem to be guarding the entrance.
I will.
There's a lot of stuff going on in town. So.
Yeah, I will pull out the writ,
Mhm.
And I will present it. I'm here on behalf of the Gelentos to conduct whatever it was, a meeting or something. I forget the exact nature.
I'm trying to remember also the exact nature of why you were sent here, because it is something that eludes me to a degree in my brain, as usual. A week of time is enough to forget a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was exactly, but if I didn't note it, it probably was just some minor book. Oh, it was because they have territory in Chelax.
That's right.
They are doing correspondence with or something like that.
A distant relative of theirs had passed away some time ago, and the exact ownership of this territory within the Chelaxian countryside was kind of contested, and they were looking into whether or not, you know, they would be the effective closest people to gain ownership of it. Again, there are plenty of nobles within Korvosa that have ties to Cheliax. It's your descent from there. And
Basically, all of them do.
yes, most of them do. There are a few exceptions. Only a few. The man will kind of look over the paperwork, kind of be like, look, I apologize, but this was not necessarily the best time for such things to be going down. The embassy has been locked down. The members of it have been working. Is this truly important? If it is, I can attempt to speak to one of the ambassador's aides. The ambassador has been not present as of late, with everything going on in a more secure location.
Of course, it's very important. The Gelentos want to see if they have secure residence outside of Korvosa during this trying time, and getting home back to Chelax would be most beneficial.
It does make sense. All right, I'll go speak to one of the aides and see if they'll be willing to speak with you and assist you. He'll hand you back the papers and then go inside. It'll be a little bit of time, and he'll come out, and behind him will be kind of like a squirrely kind of a middle-aged human woman with kind of like a little bit of salt and pepper hair, small spectacles on their nose, kind of like slightly hunched over, dressed in kind of like a scribe's outfit, and she'll kind of go like, "Excuse me, are you the members of Gilento household? I had received some previous indications of your request for information and looking into material. I'm afraid I haven't managed to, well, actually the street is probably not the best place to discuss this. Come inside. We'll at least talk in a small office here. She'll kind of lead you inside, and she kind of yelled, "Maiden! We will need some refreshments."
Refreshments.
As she'll kind of lead you over to like a side room, where it looks like it's an area that's like a kind of a small work area, not necessarily like a normal kind of meeting room. But she'll kind of like move some stuff out of the way. It looks like a room that at least maybe this woman and a lot of people here have been using to do some business as of late. I dreadfully apologize that we don't have a lot of space right now, but things have been hectic as of late.
Have no worries. I understand the city is currently dealing with its matters.
This much younger woman will then kind of rush in with a table, like one of the like a platter with what looks like a teapot, and some like cups and like what looks to be a little box. And she'll kind of like open up the box. It's like it's a half-filled box of like small like pastries or something, probably from like an upscale bakery that would be in town here, for the noble side. The older woman will kind of like look at the younger one and kind of like with this look of like just staring daggers when the box is open, be like, "You were saying, sorry."
I understand the disaster that is the city at the moment. Now, on the matter of the estates, and I will start doing noble jargon to, I'll basically have a conversation about this, and I want to kind of look around the room and the papers if there's anything that is valuable, information-wise.
Give me a perception check then.
Yeah, as we're talking.
Yeah. Also, do you want to be subtle about this?
Subtle in what way?
Like, are you trying to like make it like look natural that you're kind of looking around rather than trying to like look at stuff?
Yeah, of course.
Then give me a bluff check too.
Yeah, I'm very great at these checks. Oh my god.
Not bad. So, okay. She'll kind of like listen with you, just chat with you a little bit, and then she'll go, "Maven, bring in the paperwork! The ones for the Gilentos! Yes, I mentioned it to you when we were coming out here. Maven, hurry up!" The woman will bring in like a binder of stuff, as the one in front of you will kind of open it up and kind of page through it and kind of look through it. So, as much as this comes down to a lot of material, according to Chilaxian common law, especially ones from the... And she's going to go off into an entire thing that's going to be a legal discussion of the entire ownerships of things in relations to, like, noble law, and stuff that dates back probably, like, hundreds of years, comparing, like, because apparently, like, you get the gist of... I'll give it to you, especially because you have a
very good knowledge ability.
Yes, and you do have your good associate Amin here, who can help you out occasionally with like information. Like, you know, if you would ask, he can like clarify a few things that maybe he might recognize more than you.
Right here.
Yeah. So, the gist of it is that the estate that is in question, it can trace back to a number of individuals who are of bloodline, and though the Gilento family may effectively be the closest in blood, because the fact that the Korvosa is technically independent from Cheliax at this point in time, it does reduce the ability to make claims of it, and when it comes down to it after the discussion is said is, if you bribe Cheliax, they might like you better for it. I'm paraphrasing heavily.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I'll be during this conversation trying to see if I'm able to speak to the ambassador proper about this matter of great importance.
Well, okay, so once you bring up talking to the ambassador, she'll be like, look, I understand that the ambassador is the foremost for many of these things when it comes to original decisions, but the position that myself and Maven have been put in here are to ensure that your issues like this one are taken care of outside the purview of larger decisions that the ambassadors need to make. As much as this is an important decision, this is only one land grab here that you're attempting to do to find some sort of solace and perhaps freedom outside of the city during this time. And I must be honest, the ambassador would probably prefer not to be bothered about such materials. You can insist I can try to contact him, but I cannot guarantee anything about that, and I must be honest, most likely you'll be met with hostility, which won't help your case. Granted, if you are going to try to expedite things on a different side, I cannot guarantee that the same stipends that perhaps might be used to grease the wheels of bureaucracy within Cheliax would be equal or less than when perhaps could be useful within the purview of the ambassador, as the ambassador has other ways to grease the wheels. It would be a gamble on your end, as much as Ambassador Ampri is a very fine man and does his job quite well. He is very often in very bad moods, and if you catch him in a bad mood, it will not be good for your business.
I'm thinking, I need to be able to get to a place where I can find incriminating information. I need to at least get to his office. Yes, I understand. I believe we have, we know what Miss Ambassador Imperi might enjoy greatly. We have extra knowledge for him.
What do you mean by that? Not to pry, but
It's for his personal matters. I'm sure he would not wish to. He would not wish to have that said aloud.
That does seem slightly unusual. Again, I can contact the ambassador, but I cannot guarantee even just saying those things would make a difference.
We know this guy. I'm trying to think. How do we get this loser to show up? Any suggestions, my fine friends that are quiet?
Oh, you're gonna kind of like consult.
Consult the party. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, the party.
I guess
Yeah,
you could have asked the party first, like what good direction before you left
Consult
here.
the fourth wall. Let's go.
Yeah, what's
Yeah,
up?
fourth wall. But I, might as well get everyone else involved.
And they could have given you suggestions before you left, honestly.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
We had information gathered, and we split pretty quickly out of game to get things done. But in game, so how do we know this guy's probably related to that stupid family.
The stupid family.
The House Arcona.
He would not be related to House Arcona at all.
Oh, we don't think he has. He's had
No,
any affiliation with
that's
them.
the gambling
No.
people might be.
That's the
Yeah.
gambling.
House Arcana is not related to Cheliax. They're one of the families that are not related to Cheliax. I think it was during the time of the original Korvosa when it was settled. It was a merchant family from Vudra that came in with the Chelaxian settlers and helped establish the place through trade connections for Vudra. And that allowed them to become a noble house during that early times of settling of the city. Money, basically, and helping settle.
Do you think mentioning business with Vargo would get him to come. He hangs around that guy. Party. My dear friend.
Vargo.
That's the dude that
right,
runs
that's
the
the
ships.
King of Spiders, right? Yeah, okay.
That's the first name of the King of Spiders, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that might get his attention.
Might not get his good attention though. It depends on what you're going
Yeah.
for. Like, I mean, if you say like you could push this point and like meet with him, and then like it won't make him happy. He's like he'll be upset, but
I mean, I need to be able to find someone committing.
I mean,
So
you mention it like the most straightforward thing you could do is just be like, I don't know who you're talking about. Leave.
Sure.
And then you might try and clean up his tracks or something. So like,
Yeah, that's the issue. Don't like. You might tip him off if someone's looking into him, right?
And the idea generally right now is you're finding information not to confront him with, but to send back to Cheliax to basically,
Yeah.
Yeah, so if
ruin
we
his
use that name, that might tip him off that people know something's up
Yeah.
with him.
So not that.
I
Does
feel like
my
what we need is his appearance and what kind of things he might be into, based on your personality, based on his
I
personality.
mean, yeah, even if you could find see a portrait of the dude, that would be information that's useful, because then we could use that to describe him to people when we're trying to get other information out.
Okay, you have a noble with you that knows only part of the
Yeah.
plan, but knows that you're trying to meet with the ambassador, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna,
Amin,
whisper
Amin
to
at this point in
Amin.
time, yeah,
that
Amin at this
it-
point in time will give you a whisper and be like, perhaps rather than trying to summon the ambassador here as part of it, why don't you suggest a meeting in some place that might be a place to soften up the ambassador and have a discussion with him, such as a fine eating establishment. The two of us could go and accompany the ambassador, myself as the oldest son of the family, and you as a representation and honored representation of our family, a negotiator.
Yeah.
It might be good to arrange that as a way to meet with him at the very least and then start that off. It seems like business side would be very difficult.
I would suggest to the ambassador that we wish to meet him over, and I will dinner at, and I will name a well-known restaurant in this.
Yeah, you can name a high-class eating establishment in the nice side of town very easily.
That where we may discuss things over pleasantries, in a nice meal.
Certainly, that might get the ambassador's attention, and if you wish to, I understand it's the very you wish for his assistance in this job to maybe make things a little less expensive. That might be the best way to butter him up. So, I can send him a message. Perhaps
That'd be greatly appreciated.
Is there a place that you'd wish for the response to be sent to, or if you are more pressed for time, or don't have anything better to do, while you're looking through this, as you kind of push the book of case law forward, looking over to make sure there's anything that someone in the homeland can find that I missed. I am not an expert at this form of law. It's up to you.
I will stay for a bit. If I am not here by the time the message returns, the Gelento residence will be where the message shall be.
Excellent. I will have Mavis take care of any of your needs. She'll be outside, taking care of a few things in the main room. I must return to my work, as unfortunately it's very busy right now, and we've had a lot of things to take care of. Things to organize with the sudden change and stuff. Plenty of letters to send back to various individuals. information to properly share to various channels within the Jalaxian government. You understand that it's a trying time with the death of your king, the rise of a new queen. As much as our own queen would respect a new queen to match perhaps some wits with her, hopefully, still nonetheless the proper people must be informed of all that is going on.
Of course. I understand.
Excellent. She's going to leave the... again, she's going to just glare at the half-eaten box of, like, pastries. And, probably thinking, you get the sense that maybe there was one that wasn't half-eaten somewhere in the place. Or maybe this shouldn't have been half-eaten. One of those kind of things. But she's going to leave you then and head somewhere else. The squirrely younger woman named Mavis will kind of sneak in kind of at the door then afterwards and be like, if you just need anything, just let me know. You could even yell too if you wanted to. I'm just going to be getting some work done. Sorting some information. Don't mind the piles of stuff in here. This is just...
which way to the bathroom?
She'll give you some directions. They'll be nearby. Basically, there's an area that's right near where she is.
Great. I literally. Okay, Gelento, my friend.
Yes.
In several minutes, Amin, I'm going to need you to make a distraction.
What kind of distraction?
Let us look through these books and find part of the law that would be contentious, where you will exclaim and call for the assistant to help you review it. While that happens, I slip out.
I have a better idea.
Great. I will hear it.
Allow me to do my magic.
Do you do magic?
Oh god.
Yes.
Horrifying.
I do magic.
Do recall, I met you almost dead to... Don't...
Not actual magic.
I'm aware. You're going to try to swoon the Chelaxian official. Is this truly the plan you wish to go with?
Yes. I am very handsome after all. You managed to help me maintain my handsome face. By saving my life also.
Dear God. I have no words.
He is kind of an idiot. You picked that up on earlier.
I will allow you to do this because it is mostly humor. And it serves the purpose. Make your distraction. I will head off. Look to see if the ambassador's room is open for you.
Alright. Okay. So I'm gonna go roll this d20 and we'll see how well this goes. It's an 8.
Nice. What's his bonuses?
His bonuses are pretty decent. I'm gonna roll another d20.
Aristocrat has 14 charisma by base.
Anyway, he's going to start creating basically a distraction by hitting on the squirrely assistant woman on Mavis. He's hitting on Mavis and distracting her.
And I am blinking off elsewhere.
I'm not gonna lie, it's working. I rolled an 8 for him. She rolled a 2. Whatever bonuses apply, I'm not going to calculate them all. She rolled a 2. She probably doesn't get a lot of this attention, honestly.
She has minuses because she's tired.
She's tired, squirrely assistant who probably is
great.
Put here and just
probably doesn't get hit on a lot.
No,
probably not. And listen. He's a Gelento. That means something. I don't know what it means, but it means something. I leave and try to find this office.
Sure. Alright, let's see here. Give me a perception check then.
Yeah, I make myself look like I belong.
Sure.
Walk with confidence. Not a single doubt.
Mm-hmm.
That's not high. I'm just looking for nameplates, though.
Yeah,
He's got a name tag.
You're quickly looking around, kind of his stuff, and certainly the embassy building isn't huge. It's a 3-story building, and it appears that the 3rd story is more a small attic area. It has some width to it, but it looks like it was a manor house at one point that's been converted into kind of like an embassy area. Kind of looking through the 1st floor, you'll kind of manage to... Also give me a stealth check. I want to see if I can... Either stealth or bluff, I guess. Your choice on that one. Like, do you want to just try to avoid attention, or do you want to try to blend
stealth
in?
Is my better skill by 1.
Okay.
I am more dexterous than I am charismatic. Wow.
All right. I'm just going to hit this button here. That's a D20.
I could talk myself out of it.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Great. So you start looking around the 1st floor, and then the woman that you met with earlier will kind of emerge from an office and be like, "Oh, yes, you're the person that was presenting the case for the Gelento family."
Yes.
The
bathroom was this way, correct?
Oh, yes. You passed it. It's a little while back.
My bad.
Yes.
There's no labels.
Yes. It's not really needed much for labels for here. We're, just only a few of us here, a few offices set up for things. If there's something else or another book or anything, just let Mavis know, and she perhaps can retrieve it if there is a particular book that you discover you need or something like that. But I do not know if there's any others that are helpful for your case off the top of my head. It might require some kind of deeper investigation, even if the books aren't present here. You might be able to find out if we have them or not. I don't know. Anyway, right over there. But,
Great, wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
And I will go into the bathroom and wait some time to then exit, hoping she has passed.
Mm-hmm.
And I will quickly look to see if she's still where she was at.
She was in
my
a smaller office. It looked like to the side. The door is open.
Send my gecko to check.
Yeah. She does seem to have gone back to work. The way she's positioned, she does kind of have a view of the hall here. So it's not that you couldn't avoid view, but she does kind of have she cuts off a good view, so it would be like you would maybe have to actually try to sneak past her view to get to the other side where there's the stairs that lead up to the 2nd floor. It does appear that there's the main hallway in the center of it, which is kind of like a wide hallway decorated with some Chilaxian paraphernalia, with a number of offices and smaller rooms on the various sides, most of which aren't labeled. There are a few that are labeled. There's a storage room that's labeled, like a records room that's labeled. That's the kind of thing that's labeled. But most of the rooms don't actually have labels and are closed up with doors. Hers door's just open right now. Probably so she can yell and get Mavis if she really
wants to. I will send my gecko to find the room for me.
Okay. Make a perception check with your gecko.
He's almost as good as me.
Yeah.
Which is not very good.
Still, nonetheless, a 10, you'll be able to get a hold of that.
The gecko's fairly intelligent.
How intelligent is the gecko?
6. Not that bad, actually.
6 is not bad.
12 wisdom. And it can understand my language.
Roll me a sense motive, which might just be a wisdom check.
Sense motive. No, he has 1 rank in it because of me.
Oh!
There you go.
Okay.
17. The gecko senses.
So this is a kind of thing of in this case, it's a little bit of the wisdom of judging the thing. Because sense motive can kind of be used to judge things that are more than just people in some ways. He's kind of your gecko has been in a lot of buildings and stuff with you. and has gotten a little bit of stuff and rubbed off some of that knowledge. So, while the gecko, there really isn't nameplates for the ambassador, there does seem to be one room that's much more important than the rest of them. The way that it's kind of displayed and has things around it. And that screams probably the ambassador's office, even though it's not marked. You kind of read the physical way the room was made up, and so can inform you.
Yeah, so the gecko sends me good vibes. It's found the location.
Yeah.
Great. Now I'm trying to think, can my gecko make a distraction? That is the true question.
Yeah, I mean, the real question is, do you want them to potentially kill your spellbook?
hey, I don't have any extra spells, and I'm only level 2, so it's only 200 gold. And I get all my spells back, so it's not that big.
Poor gecko.
That poor gecko.
Life is familiar. You're just getting killed constantly.
The gecko's 15 AC and 5 HP, so I'm not that worried about it. It has more AC than me and half my hit. I will, yeah, I will, get my gecko to come back to me.
Mm-hmm.
I will then tell the gecko to go in, alright?
Mm-hmm.
And just, like, crawl around, and then get the fuck out. So, I want the gecko to get behind her, so she turns around.
Okay.
And I
go
go
past. The gecko to make enough noise to be noticed, but not enough noise to be seen, is what you're saying?
Yeah, the gecko can be seen, but the gecko will probably get away. It's a small little lizard, you know what I mean?
I guess...
The gecko tries to make noise first and foremost.
Yeah.
You know, it makes a gecko noise.
Okay.
It goes,
well, they make noise and they can, like, knock something over or something.
You know,
geckos,
whatever
geckos don't make a lot of noise.
Gecko...
just
call. Gecko call. The tokak... I'm listening
They kind of, like, chirp.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it sounds like a maybe like a, what do you call it? A cricket?
Yeah. Okay. I'm not gonna roll. For...
You want to bluff?
I want a stealth check to get away, probably. Which I assume it gets a big bonus because it's.
Oh yeah, it's at plus 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, 22.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a d20 just afterwards. Okay. Ooh. Not bad. Not bad. But I think your gecko will still get away because bureaucrats aren't necessarily trained in perception.
No, they're probably not.
You're not trained in
gecko catching?
Yeah, gecko catching.
Yeah, even then, you know, improvised weapon, throw binder. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
during distraction, I will try to slip past. Head towards.
Yeah, there definitely will be some noise that she'll be kind of like. You'll hear like, "What the hell is that? Ah! When did you get in here? Mavis! Mavis, get in here! There's some form of lizard got inside! We need a cat! It's worse than rats!
Lizards. Yeah, but I sneak by while she's distracted.
Sure.
That may not.
Yeah. Anyway. Alright, you'll be able to run upstairs and find your way into the ambassador's office.
Disgusting, it has scales.
And it's not locked because this guy would never lock his door.
Honestly, no one. You know, they've got a bunch of guards and the
who would try
people.
To sneak into the embassy. Who would be crazy enough?
And also, like, none of the people that work here are going to go inside here. Honestly,
yeah,
they know better than mess with stuff.
So I will enter this room, and I will.
The room's fairly sparse. It seems decorated with a number of images that seem to be of Chalaxian nobles, including one that is quite recognizable as a portrait of the Queen of Cheliax, the current queen. That seems to be held in high regard in here in display, along with some stuff that does scream Cheliax very much so here in the way things are displayed.
Lovely.
Mm-hmm.
I will I will look for any hidden compartments first and foremost.
Alright, how long do you want to take looking?
Not that long. I want to do a brief search, look over the initial files in the drawers or whatnot.
Okay.
I don't want to displace too much, but I want to just see if there's anything obvious. This guy might not hide his tracks.
There's certainly a situation that you can either roll or take a 10. That'll change how long it takes. Taking a 10 will be
10 minutes?
No,
Is it
that
a
would be
minute?
maybe like a little bit of time, like a minute or something to take a quick glance.
I'll be honest. I'll need to roll anyway, because if I don't roll, I'm not gonna get high enough to look at anything.
So a roll would be very quick look, and then like taking 20 would be like taking your time.
Yeah.
Traditionally, in most times, that's a minute, one round, for taking a 10 and stuff, but it depends also on the circumstances.
Yeah.
Like, searching around here is probably going to take a little longer than your average.
I'm gonna give it a roll, and pray to luck I roll high.
Okay.
I rolled high.
You did indeed roll high. I'm going to check something here. Give me a second here.
That's truly impressive that worked.
That was a pretty
Praying work.
good roll.
Sometimes you just
Maybe
roll
you should
well.
just pray more.
Yeah.
I mean, I do have a god I pray to, so... My god is a god of fate, so, maybe this is preordained.
Okay. Check something here. Okay. Okay. All right. So, you will kind of take a look around, and it's very obvious when kind of like looking through the desk in the general area that the ambassador really doesn't keep a lot here at all. You get the feeling that like probably doesn't really care to be in this office very often. Most of the stuff that's in here seems to be stuff that's important for basic ambassadorial stuff, like, letterhead, specifically, like, marked with his, like, insignia and stuff, and, like, his crest. Things like that, like, if you had to do formal letters, there will be a copy of a formal letter that was seemingly written out 2 days ago that this does not seem to be a, the end letter because it's only partially done, but it looks as though it is a draft that he kept in one of the drawers of a letter addressed to Her Majesty in Cheliax about the state of affairs within Korvosa. So,
no evidence.
Whether or not he's finished this letter or not is hard to say, but he actually had one here that he was drafting part of on his own stationery.
Taking that doesn't really help me, though.
Not really. No, it's the thing you're trying to prevent, but it's just a copy of it. He probably, wanted to rewrite something on it.
Yeah, I don't discover any incriminating evidence.
It doesn't seem like if he's got anything, there's anything
I'll
incriminating.
be in his house.
Though, you will, as you're kind of looking through that, you'll kind of notice something out of the corner of your eye. As I said, there was a display of, like, weapons, armors, portraits, and stuff. And, like, one of the sets of armor will move just a little bit.
The armor moves?
Like, the helmet, just, like, something in it shifted.
Okay. You understand my trepidation for that second. I cast a detect magic spell. Just to double check, it's not a magical suit of armor that's gonna kill me.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming it's not magically going to kill me.
There will be a magical presence that you will detect when you first cast it.
Where? I wait the rounds.
Um,
How many different magical auras?
Let me see about something here.
I don't like hearing this. I wasn't expecting that.
I just gotta check something here.
My face went when I hear. Oh yeah, there's magical auras in this room, by the way.
The devil summoning altar that all offices have in Cheliax.
Oh man, if there's that I'd be satisfied.
Within the helmet of one of the sets of armor seems to be a magical presence.
Okay, so only one magical presence?
Yes.
Okay, and then round 3. What is the strength of the aura?
I've checked the strength by list. Give me a second.
And I will make a knowledge arcana check to identify its school of magic.
Yes, please do.
This was unexpected. I know the school of magic. Unless it is a 20th level caster. And even then I would still know it.
It is not. I have to look up the chart on. Sorry, I have to go to I have to actually go to the PSFRD.
And I will roll a spellcraft to identify its effect as well.
Okay, go ahead. Roll a spellcraft.
It's arranged from a magic item, presuming it's a magic item. Also rolls.
It is not a magic item.
Okay, great. Then I can't do that. I think.
Yeah.
The first time I've ever actually used detect magic.
It is a faint aura.
Okay, not deadly then. Let's go.
No. And it's illusion.
It's an illusionary item. Okay. The aura emanates from a magic item. You attempt to identify purpose. I have the aura strength. I know it's a lingering order. Okay, I will open the bassinet helm of this knight. I think that's what it's called. Right? Is it a bassinet? Okay. What is it called?
Okay. Sure.
Is it basket helm?
Anyway,
yeah, basket. Bassinet is what you put a baby in.
I never heard of that either. Basket helm. I thought I had a cooler name because basket helm sounds super lame.
Anyway,
illusions can't hurt me unless
you to make me a fortitude save.
Oh, wonderful.
Also, what's your flat-footed AC? I'm just checking.
That hits.
Yeah. Okay.
I'd probably make the save though.
You'll take 3 damage. As within the bassinet, like you've opened up now, is an imp.
I told you, it's the classic devil summoning helmet.
You damnable devil! I say in fiendish, infernal.
You intruder!
Shut your mouth. Close it.
Closed it.
Give me initiative to see if you can close on it there.
I feel like I get to just drop it, free action, drop, bassinet helmet, close.
I guess you just were holding it up. You could have free action drop when you got stung.
Yeah. Now let's just make a little deal, Imp, as I hold it shut. Have you been trapped in here?
My master left me here to watch things.
Do you like your master? He keeps you locked up in a suit of armor? It's pretty messed up.
I can get out of here if I wanted to.
Can you?
Yes.
I wait for him to try.
I am surprised that someone speaks the language here. I thought everyone had forgotten it, as the bastards they are. Unless they're a little worm from the magical school.
Oh, I'm not from that school. No. I learned the languages of great importance, just like, and the one that's spoken in Cheliax is very important.
What do you want with my master's things? I have been tasked with identifying whether or not there are criminals here.
Well, I believe your master wishes to break the laws of Chelax, and I am here to investigate this.
The laws of Cheliax are beyond my laws. You are aware of that.
Of course, but you must understand that your master serves Cheliax, and if your master isn't serving Cheliax, then you should no longer be your master.
An interesting argument.
You serve the ambassadors to Korvosa, correct?
I do serve the ambassador to Korvosa. Are you saying that the role of the ambassador may change for actions they have taken?
Yes. I just need to procure the evidence of such a thing.
Interesting.
And I'm sure the little imp who helped in that would greatly rewarded. That is the laws and structures of your society. I'm sure you do not wish to linger in Korvosa for the rest of your eternal existence.
True, many of my more elite kin seem to flutter about, given freedom by those foolish mages, while one such as myself that has much more of a task and job at hand is put in such a position here. But it is a job that I have been tasked with, nonetheless.
Yes, and that is to stop criminals. Just like your master, who wishes to indulge
But my master is the ambassador of Korvosa. And if the ambassador of Korvosa is another...
then you do not have to be bound to this place for any longer.
You understand devil law quite well, don't you? Well, at least one person around here seems to.
I am quite knowledgeable upon the plane.
Well then, I will give you a chance for your attempt to prove that I will have another master. True master who will not betray the expectations of hell.
He drafts currently a letter to his queen, so that he may...
A true servant of the...
Of course. But he only seeks to indulge himself and gain titles and land.
Greed is not necessarily a thing outside the purview of the infernal variety, but usually it is not tainted by corruption. It is honed in the fires of below.
I seek for anything he may have hidden. I do not believe there is anything here that he hides.
So you'd seek the evidence that you search for, and that is why you've come here. Well, I will keep it for now, whether or not a criminal has invaded his space. Someone that needs to be reported or not. But anything of the such would be found at the current ambassador's domicile.
And his domicile would be located?
He'll give you an address.
Thank you. And he does not keep any spare keys in his office, perhaps?
Oh, well, no, he would not keep spare keys, but perhaps a friend of hell might have a set of keys that they could use to gain access to his place.
You mean one of the people here? Mavis? No, that was the assistant. Forget that one's name.
A deal, traveler.
Deals with devils. What do you desire?
He means him. I think he means himself. I think he means.
Yes, I realize this.
Okay.
Well, what do you desire, imp?
Well, My contract cannot be broken,
Of course.
but it could be bought.
And what? And
I
how
am
in
bound
the
to
world?
this plane, and as much as my job here is satisfactory as work for Hell, there's much to do outside its purview. I do not wish to flitter around Korvosa. I
You
know
do
of
not
other
wish to be devoured by a house drake with her silver-lined teeth.
a threat they may be to many of my kin,
But
But
you
to
are
me,
quite
they're
the
not.
smart one.
and a bit stronger than your average imp.
Then, tell me your proposition. How am I to buy your contract?
Should the current ambassador be removed from their position, the acting ambassador will be that nice woman downstairs that seems to be working. Not the squirrely one behind the desk, but the one that actually does most of the work around here, at least until the more proper one could be established. During that time period, my contract will fall to her purview, and perhaps negotiating with her for a price.
So
Should
you
not know
wish-
the exact details of that contract, but he's going to kind of like reach his little hand out through the slots and kind of point over to on the wall. Over there, under that portrait, behind it, is a key. That key is a representation of the contract I have made, though it is not important on its own, and it cannot be stolen or taken. But it could be given as a free or sold. A key such as that is something that is important, and in this case, selling would be the only true way to break it apart. So if the portrait would be to be bought, the key would be bought too. And once another person is in charge, they may be willing to part with the portrait of the illustrious Queen of Cheliax themselves, as of which then, by deal, will grant me my freedom to go about and do my own business within your plane. And of course, I understand one such as yourself would worry that I would do something more dangerous, but
You're an imp.
I will assure you, none of my actions will result in the summoning of a fellow devil upon the plane, as part of our deal. What say?
I search my knowledge for what imps can do, and I roll my knowledge planes check.
Sure.
I know everything about imps, apparently.
Your average imp, other than being invisible at will, doesn't tend to have a lot of power themselves. Doesn't mean they couldn't be more powerful imps. This one could be a little bit more advanced. It could have some class levels or something like that,
He seems quite intelligent. He might be like a consular imp or whatever they're called, where they're like
Yeah.
a little bigger, more powerful.
Yes. So, you didn't really get a good view of him when you saw him as he was kind of hiding there.
And how much would that portrait cost?
Portraits such as that quality, at least 100, maybe 2, depending on the negotiations.
So I spend up to 200 gold to free you, and you give me the key to his manor?
Well, then you'd be in a deal with Hell and a friend of Hell, assisting me on lawfully negating my own contract into this situation. If it is true that this ambassador has been embarking on some things that were breaking his own vows, I am not very happy about the service I've been drafted into about that. Working for someone that does not even obey their own rules? I'll never.
What a horrible fate.
The more you talk, the more I dislike you.
Thank you.
But I do... He has guards at his house. What good is a key alone?
The more he talks, the more I like him.
Is there a way that you may give someone else pass through his house without being disturbed by his guards? If not, then the key itself is not much use.
Was he planning on leaving his estate?
Oh, yes, I've already prepared that in advance.
The majority of his guards will leave with him. leaving naught but 1 or 2 to guard the estate now. You do seem quite adept at skulking around.
Huh.
If it wasn't for, well, someone such as myself that has much more natural gifts at noticing things, perhaps you could have gotten away with it.
Soon I will have the ability to do it on my own. Fine. I will, once the ambassador is replaced, I will purchase this portrait, and I will set you free. I will sign no contract for this. You must accept my word.
Verbal contracts are enough in this case. I understand that you're hesitant for something a little bit more written, and we aren't dealing with such depths today. Give me a moment. He'll come up and kind of knock on the helms outside again, like as to like.
I open it for him. I don't think you could have opened that.
He'll hold out a single key.
I take the key.
Should get you into the estate through the back.
I close it on him.
See you soon.
Hopefully not. And I leave. And I skulk my way out.
Okay. Why don't we take a break from you, and we'll take our break here, and then we'll turn over to Tavel and Ada for a moment, and I think we can kind of resolve everybody else.
I think we can come back and group up.
Yeah.
Ours
Ours
will take like 10 minutes, but...
Yeah.
Because oh hey.
Because now I can send everyone to the mansion.
Yes, you have a key, and you can send them to the mansion while, you and go to a dinner to distract a man with most of his guards.
Too bad the person with the best stealth is high right now.
You'll probably be okay by then. I mean, you're catching them baby.
Yes.
I need to look up how long it lasts.
Then
again.
the
I think it
whole
said, like 4 to 6 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Send the hulking barbarian on a stealth mission.
We'll see. Anyway, snack, drink, bathroom break. We'll be
You don't
back.
have to be very stealthy if there's only 2 guys who got knocked out.
Too bad. I'm putting these buttons.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. Technically, that would be. Alright, we're back. We've returned. As we were talking about things. Don't worry about it.
Arson!
There was a discussion on,
Rule number
I don't
one.
think they're arsoning.
Rule number one. You don't talk about what you talk about on break. All right?
Yes. We're done. Anyway,
It goes
hi.
to places.
We've been in weird conversations.
And
This
it's
group's
like-
pretty good.
Sometimes you get normal conversations. Other times you spend 30 minutes talking about Mothman's ass.
God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was a conversation that 3 of us were purview for, unfortunately. But, alright, honestly speaking, we can, I'm gonna ask, Avona, what's your plans? Are you gonna, after you're done there, where are you going to head? Because that's something I'm important to know about.
I feel like after it's all done, I leave.
Okay.
Let's be real. I feel like there's not much I need to do. I got a meeting set up. I had a bonus. I'm out. I didn't expect that last part. She's probably a little weirded out by that.
Yeah. Where will you go to?
Did we have like a meeting place established?
The tavern.
Probably.
I would probably go there or to the one my mom owns
Mm-hmm.
because I can stay at that one for free.
Well, yeah. Presumably, we said we would meet at some point. So
Yeah.
So I'll say certainly. I'm just gonna say, we'll worry about Ada, Tavel, and Khandes all at one because all of you went to the inn. You all ended up at the same place. You'll all probably get up at some point or do stuff there at some point. We'll figure that out in a minute.
I was just going to take a short relaxation after that and kind of gather my thoughts. That's basically what I'm doing.
Well, I think Tavel was sleeping with a door open so they could watch the hallway and then fell asleep, probably.
I never fell asleep within 5 minutes.
Yeah. I think Ada's probably... Are you just, like, high in a room now? Like, just, like, looking at your hands in the room? Like,
Man.
whoa.
I mean, does the bar serve
Where'd the
food?
third finger come from?
There really isn't a bar here. Like, if you want to go to the bar, yeah, the one that you were talking about meeting at to get food, probably does serve food. Yeah, so if you got like the munchies, yeah, you can go there.
Okay, my character ends up wandering around for a little bit, and then I end up back at
The bar.
Well,
Meeting place.
I end up back at the bar. No, I wandered to the bar, then I end up back over at the eel's end with like a giant like.
You took
food
food
of
with
some
you.
kind.
And
Turkey
Yeah.
leg.
Yeah, like a giant
Hell
like
yeah.
turkey leg.
I think we did.
Probably-
I think combined, Khandes, Ada, and I did the most work here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I pass a door that's wide open?
Oh yeah, Tavel's sleeping over there.
I'm just gonna go in and be like, tap, tap, tap.
What is it?
Looks like you're working hard.
Saw everything. Don't worry about it. Might be
Didn't
in the
see me
morning.
come in, did you? Also, might want to check if all your gold's still on you. Not exactly a place to fall asleep with door open.
Door wouldn't have stopped anyone anyway. Look,
Might have made noise and slowed person down.
floor's creaky enough. Have you been to bed yet?
Just got
Oh.
here.
Sleep's good. Quality.
Ada, you wander in with a chicken leg. Just honestly,
that.
this would be probably around the time you
Yeah.
would have gotten back with it after all the wandering.
Get up for both of us?
Huh? No, I
You
didn't.
didn't partake over there, did you?
Just walking in, you partake. Do you know what I mean?
I'm just gonna look at you
Uh.
very disappointed.
Fair enough.
Of course, I partook.
Great, you're draggy now.
Ah, no. Probably won't do it again. Wasn't that fun?
Yo, the world's
I'm hungry.
spinning.
Let's try
Are
to
you gonna
sober
use
you
are
up.
you- Are you gonna use that bed?
Chair's fine enough for me, you can take it. Probably it more than me.
Wonderful.
Aren't we supposed to meet up with friends?
In the morning.
I thought it was
Maybe the
after we
morning's
were.
like, what,
I thought it was
3
just
hours
after
away?
we were done.
I mean, I'm willing to go if you're willing to go.
I think I know something that will help you. Come with me.
Okay.
And my brother all over again.
Splashes of cold water.
Dumped right into the river.
Hey, that always wakes you up.
Waking up.
So you're also going to kind of try to get up and, I guess, follow them in their whatever they're doing.
Like,
Yeah.
Tavel's gonna have 0 issues whatsoever getting up.
Calvin's just like, oh man, I was having such a good nap. Oh man, I was interrupting it.
Like I said, check pouches, make sure everything there.
No one took anything, honestly.
Okay. I would be worried if I fall asleep in a place like this with
Honestly-
the door wide open.
Honestly, this is probably one of the safer areas in the section of the city to fall asleep like this, because
I mean, you do have the you do have that, but
You don't want your inn that is reputed as place to go when you're knocked out and down to be not safe.
Yeah.
yeah.
I didn't know you could change your eye color.
What?
Like red now, right?
No.
Oh.
I'm gonna just like give you a gentle slap. Come on, let's go.
Okay, where are the three of you going?
I'm gonna take him back to the tavern that we're supposed to meet at, and then order Ada a drink that should help detoxify a little.
The fish
Oh,
drink, bro.
Oh, the fish thing.
It's probably
The
not the
fish
fish drink.
drink.
It's probably not
No.
the
It
fish drink.
probably gets everyone sober because it's so nasty.
It's probably called something like Dock Coffee or something,
Yeah.
which is not really coffee. It's some kind of
Coffee.
like some kind of poor root that's kind of like can kind of make a drink like coffee, except it's really bitter and kind of awful, and it's just made to sober people up before they get on like a boat or something, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like I've had to do this before.
You gotta sober someone up. Give them the stuff that's really good for doing that, for waking you up and messing with your head a little bit. All right.
Here, hold nose, chug down.
So the three of you will be at the tavern. Avona, if you want to stop by that tavern that they were at, I can say you could run into them about now. If you're stopping by there first.
Yeah, I would stop by there because depending on how late it is, I would suggest we go stay somewhere I can get rooms for free.
Yeah. Certainly right now it is on the later side. Was there anything, Lucia, else you wanted to do there, or were you going to kind of meet back up?
I immediately leave, and I bring Amon with me as I hoof it across town to get these guys the key and the location, so then I have to hoof it back across town to make it to a dinner.
Okay. Yes.
A lot of running.
The letter will be the letter hadn't come in yet, so certainly we'll have it be kind of getting on the later side now. So, you'll arrive. The information wouldn't have arrived yet. The letter back. So certainly the letter will be sent to the estate of the Gran. Yes.
So we'll probably have the dinner tomorrow, which is great.
Yes. Most likely the dinner will be then tomorrow, as it was getting on the later side.
I tell Amon he can go home.
Okay, so he'll head home, and the five of you will meet up at the bar. You'll, of course, the two of you will kind of arrive soon after each other, seeing like Khandes kind of holding up Ada, shoving looks to be like mug of like some kind of hot drink that looks kind of like this kind of brownish sludge that certainly doesn't look like tea or coffee. As Tavel's just probably yawning a little bit, stretching, you know.
That smells horrible. I don't want any.
I guess I have to switch clothes at some point. Because I'm not going to Old Korvosa.
You don't want to go here dressed like that.
With like 60 gold worth of gems, I think.
Yeah, that's you won't leave with 60 gold worth.
No.
No.
So I leave I probably switch at the Gelento house. Leave them there. Be clean by the servant.
I prefer the turkey leg.
I walk into the tavern exhausted. It's very obvious.
Look what the cat dragged in.
The what? The cat?
Hello, Lucia.
Hello.
Oh God, I'm tired. I think I've
Oh,
run
you didn't
across
take a nap?
Korvosa 3 times today.
Wow. Sounds like you had an eventful day.
Well, I got us everything we need, but we should probably discuss somewhere it's a little more private.
I know a place. I'll take you there.
Great. I would suggest my church, but my room is not quite big enough to really fit everyone. So
I just follow me.
Just warning, Ada coming off high.
I won't question it for now.
We can discuss all of this later.
I'll pay for another mug to go.
Sure.
I will note, Asana looks probably the happiest you've ever seen Asana look. Or the most, like, not sad.
And I order another turkey leg to go.
Bro's munched like 6 turkey legs.
I mean, honestly, I've been to a Ren fair, I get it.
I'm literally
I
marking
get it.
down a gold for food.
That's pretty
It's a
cool.
lot
You
of turkey.
killed. They keep
It's a
having to
lot.
kill turkeys just for
It's a
you.
lot of turkey. You're like the mountain in Game of Thrones.
True.
So, I guess you'll wander back to Avona's Tavern, which currently probably your mother doesn't have your tavern open. Like, the tavern there is, like, right next to the Eels, is very close to the Eel's End, so it has a little bit of that security. So there, and also it's like, you know, sailors are still in the area. They're willing to open the docks. But your mother's tavern's a little bit more in the middle of Old Korvosa, so it's still not 100% safe in this area. She's actually not here at the moment. You probably have your own key to it. She's probably still back at the church. At least for now.
Here, just make yourselves at home. I'm sure I can get you something to drink if you need it.
I'm just gonna take a nap.
Before you sleep, I have got us the key to our problem. I pull out a key.
It's a key.
Yes, this is a backdoor key into our ambassador's great home.
Who did you seduce to get that?
I seduced nobody. I used my clever wits.
How did you get that?
Well, I used the Gelantos to get into the embassy, and I snuck into his office and found the key.
Casually looking for a skill on my sheet that I'm not very good at. Yeah, 15.
Sounds about right, you know.
It is true.
It's technically
I'm
true.
I'm usually good at this, but not really.
I am obfuscating something.
Hey, that's still enough for me to roll this, alright?
No, honestly, that fits the situation.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm obfuscating some things. I'm not, but I'm not completely lying, which is obvious.
Certainly, like, yes, it seems like Lucia's just like, okay. So Khandes, you get the feeling that, probably, especially because Lucia was pretty tired when arriving originally, probably it was a lot more than she's laying on about what happened there. But regardless, it sounds like it's pretty much this summary.
I'm just gonna raise an eyebrow, but I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah.
Kind of just giving the look like,
What did the rest of you figure out?
Oh, just to finish off, I also have a great dinner, likely with the ambassador tomorrow, where he'll take most of his guards. A perfect opportunity to strike. Did you guys find anything?
Oh, good.
well, there may be connection with Gambling Den and that noble house with the, that was dealing
Arcana.
with the, yes.
I got us a free meeting with insert name of Crime Man.
Devargo
Devargo, yeah.
Arvasi.
Tavargo.
It's probably not drugs. That place, nobody knew anybody.
You just hear it in your head, get smoked.
In the background.
That's smoke.
I also may have gotten us potential work with the owner of the brothel. Not that kind of work. Mercenary work, if needed. It could get us in a little more.
I watch for suspicious behavior at the inn. The only suspicious thing was Ava bringing turkey legs every 30 minutes.
Great. So I do.
Khandes, you only remember one.
Yeah.
We certainly, but we do have a way to get into his manor, which you folk, while I am distracting him elsewhere, could break in and find the documents we require. We do not have to work with this the owner of Eel's End.
The Vargo.
Yes, the king of spiders.
And not exactly stealthy.
Yes.
He only has 2 guards. Will likely only be there.
Yes, but still, if we have to knock out guards, he going to know someone was there.
But that's fine, if you get the information.
And if there's no information there?
If there's no information there, then I don't believe we'll find it anywhere else, written-wise, but the Vargo is still an option.
What time is your dinner?
I will have to find out in the morning.
Well, I could probably... My meeting may be earlier than your dinner, so we can do that first.
Of course.
I would like to find out if there is connection between that house and the gamblers.
That's likely true. Arcona kind of helps this part of the city.
Yes,
Well,
they
keeps it
seem to come
terrible.
from same country.
Owns this part
Yeah,
of the city.
owns this part of the city and keeps it terrible.
Yeah, they seem to come from Vudra.
House Arcona is also the least Chilaxian leaning of the major houses. They didn't come from Chilax. They keep it simple.
I'm just worried. Obviously, they were already making play with Cowhammer boys, and then connection here. They could be very big trouble.
Yeah, it's Korvosa. Someone's always scheming for something.
Might be something to keep eye on, though.
I'm certain.
Maybe make Queen aware of possible problem.
Well, we will speak to this Devargo in the morning to see if he has anything that we might desire. And then I believe we can handle the manor.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Sounds good.
I think
Why
Eodred
not?
should be more presentable by then.
Hopefully, Ada will have sobered up by then. Finish
don't-
drink.
Don't have much magic to help with that.
Fine.
I am not yet gifted with such spells, but I will be soon.
I'm working on it.
Give me 2 more levels.
What level?
It's, like when you get
Table
more
seems
power.
pretty level.
No. In Wizard
Leveling
School,
is-
we have something called levels. It's when you get more spells automatically.
Leveling is what Ada's doing right now, being really high. That's what it's called.
No, that's getting away from being high, leveling out.
No. I agree. Ada's getting leveled. Everything's flatting out. Just
Yeah. Enough drugs, everything will be a 10 eventually.
Oh no.
True.
Including all your stats. Okay.
I guess I get some small snacks for the party, and then I show them to some rooms.
Okay. Yeah, you can rest for the evening and feel a little better and ready for the morning. All right.
I'm only at a -2 now. 2 wisdom.
You feel slightly sober, but your brain's still like it's that after effect.
I'm just like, oh, I have a headache now.
You're hungover from weed.
Yeah.
You're
From,
like,
from, like,
is like a little
really
bit stronger
strong
than
weed. It was
Yeah.
pretty much just
Yeah.
like, you know.
A hallucinogen or some shit.
Yeah.
It was probably there was probably dusted with something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's just what the plant was supposed to be like, but it certainly did a job to your brain. But so all of you will be up in the morning. What is the plan for the next day?
Well, what time is meeting you set up with Dargo?
I will have to go back today. I was going to head there now, actually.
Okay.
You gonna head where now?
I can.
To my contact at Hospital who set up the meeting.
This is in the morning.
Yeah. Lucia's gonna head. Or I looked at your name. I looked at your portrait. Said your name. Didn't mean that. Avona was going to go in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go to the Gelentos to figure out when my dinner is.
Sure.
I can go take a look at this place from afar.
So Ada's going to check out the building at a distance.
Also, remind me never to do drugs again. That was terrible.
I don't think you should need to be reminded of that.
That's rule 1.
That's why I didn't go.
Of drug dens. Don't do the drugs at a drug den.
I mean, like, it just started smelling the smoke, and then kind of started to get fuzzy, and then...
You eat like
Next
6
thing you know,
turkey legs.
Ugh.
Well, I don't know. At least only one of us, I guess, had that happen, considering where we were.
I lost a
Wasn't
little
too
bit of
bad.
gold.
That's not awful.
I spent a lot of money.
That happens.
You
You guys have no idea what I'm talking
stuff.
about.
I
didn't.
spent more money than I did too.
I mean, I could go back to casino.
Is your
Try
money
to-
reusable?
They give you credit.
No, but I could try to chat up some of the gamblers, see if anyone's... Well, we don't have description yet of this man. And I doubt he's going around saying, I'm ambassador blah blah blah.
That would be very inefficient. He probably has some kind of nickname for himself.
If we had description, it'd be much easier.
You find out what he looks like.
Was there a portrait of anything of him in the place you broke into?
Yeah, did I see a portrait of him?
No.
No, he's
the
not
plate-
that
vanity,
ostentatious.
The place was very decorated like anybody. Like any Chilaxian with their salt would be in charge of it, and it was just decorated very Chilaxian ostentatious,
Yeah,
generalized.
Like a hot topic from 2009.
Yeah.
No.
Probably my skin.
Uh,
Never hear me.
My skin.
mhm.
I'll into the first line.
I mean, I could go with you into brothel if you want.
It might be wise to not go alone.
Okay.
Just
Anywhere
don't
in
go
that
into the
place.
drug. Just don't go into the
I
dragon's breath.
didn't
You'll
intend
get
to.
high just by
I-
walking in.
I would never go there. I've told you what happened, my brother.
I've seen too
Ah,
much
yes,
addiction
yes.
everywhere. So I know not to.
Well, makes you feel any better. I have no inkling to go back.
That's good.
Tavel, what are you
If you
doing?
do, I will slap you.
Me?
Please do.
I'm just enjoying the chaos.
I mean, who do you want to go with? There's Ada going to scout out a building. Lucia's going to go figure out dinner plans, and two of them are going to go right now to meet with a crime lord at least.
Well,
I'll
go to the
probably
brothel
go
to
with
find
Ada.
out about meeting with the crime lord.
Yeah, I think we're all gonna meet the crime lord together, right?
Yeah. Possibly, if you want to.
Ideally.
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay. Then we'll say if you're planning on having the meeting with all of you, you can go find out your information. I'll give all of you. The only one of you that I guess needs to give me something right now is Ada, because you're scouting out a building. So I guess give me like a perception check. And probably like you'll have a bonus, but I'll need a stealth check too, generally speaking, because even though it is during the day that you're kind of lurking around the area, even if you're like using the rooftops and stuff because you can fly.
Also, yeah, probably gonna leave my shield and stuff, my shield and armor behind just to kind of up.
Okay, 12. You
That
do
was
have
terrible.
a bonus.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
Not a very great roll, but
So, the address of the building is within one of the finer districts of the city. I can probably give the district name. Actually, go over to this little thing that's the first information that I had earlier. But as I'm looking up the exact district and place it is, the building
also,
itself
on my
has.
way over, I buy not like Korvosan clothes instead of my Shanti clothes.
You could probably find something that would be fine. I mean, there are a number of Shanti individuals in the area, but it does stand out. That is not
Like
beyond.
again, it's probably nothing that's like just very basic. I'll just look up what basic clothes cost.
So it is. The estate is an area within the Heights, of course. It is the most nobles have places here. This is where the castle is located. It is the nicest portion of the town. Not that there aren't other noble families in some other areas here, but certainly some of the larger estates are in this area. And it is a kind of a little unique in some of the other estates. It is a fenced, a walled-off estate area with a kind of small yard area around it. It's not really huge, like around the sides and back of it. There are two main entrances, a front gate and a smaller back gate. The smaller back gate probably for servants and things, mostly kept locked up. The front gate does seem to be locked up with a pair of guards out front of there right now, that are kind of like watching from inside the gate, but like right next to it. So they're kind of just there. The grounds themselves have a few small bushes, a few small trees. They're not really going to hide anything. You know, you're not really going to like hide from the building there. It's not really, as I said, there's a little bit of grassy area here, but not huge. It is a 3-story manor, pretty decently sized. Probably I would say in comparison to a lot of the manor houses that can be in this area, it is actually on a little bit of the smaller size. Probably about, like 20, 25 rooms overall. So not a huge manor house. But it is only for one person anyway, too. So,
yeah.
They maybe got something that was appropriate for them, what they needed.
Okay.
Plenty of windows, so you could like break into a window. As I said, there's the back entrance, which does have like kind of like a entryway that looks to be at the back. If you were kind of look around there, near to the back servants' entrance to the area through the wall. Instead of having like a back door, it's a staircase leading down to an underground, which is most likely where the servants would first head.
And it was mentioned that he had the servant's key, so I assume we'll probably end up trying to...
You probably go downstairs there, and the question is, you know about the guards, you do not know how many servants would be on staff at the moment.
Yes, and that is something also consider. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
Other information will be the arranged meeting with so many names, I have to make sure I get them correctly. With DeVargo will be at noon today, and Amphrey will send a message that he'd be willing for a dinner this evening. So probably around like 4 o'clock in the evening is a dinner with the ambassador. He will be willing to accept at the high-scale restaurant you suggested.
Wonderful.
So those are your 2 meeting times then that you'll be able to find out about. Sorry, you can drink here. The letter will, of course, have arrived at the Gelento family's estate. It'll be very simple, not really have a lot of extra information. As for the meeting with Halvara at the House of Clouds, when you discuss it with her, she'll be like, DeVargo will be willing to speak with you, of course, if you need to address him about the information we talked about before.
Mhm.
But be warned, the man is the one who loves his games. Your meeting with him will be a game. Keep that in mind.
I see.
And if you want to win at the game, be aware that you're playing. If you aren't, well, most fail when they interact with him. Especially when it comes to things that are more business related.
Okay. It's good to know.
Good luck.
Thank you.
You can all meet back up. Ada can
Woo.
share the information they know about the estate. It's pretty simple stuff. Certainly, what you would probably expect is the guards are at the closed gate right now, probably because they're just watching if anybody tries to come in. Certainly, this area of town is pretty quiet. Most likely, they'd be assigned somewhere in the building once the rest of them leave, if it's either that set of guard or a different set of guard. Just to be present in the building or maybe patrolling the area.
I mean, yeah, I presume patrolling and that there might be one left out. At least one would be left out, maybe one. Because they said
One might patrol the grounds, one might patrol inside, basically, when they patrol.
Yeah.
That would be standard kind of affair for that kind of thing, especially if you discuss things with Tavel, who has a little bit more experience with guard/military procedures.
Yeah, but we'll end up in the basement if we go through the servants' quarters, which is where we have the key. So that's something to consider. We'll have to make our way up. It might be hard, etc., etc.
It's not the kind of estate that has a permanent staff on call. Probably servants come in daily to when they need you. Keep that in mind too.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. So, I guess will you be heading for your meeting with the King of Spiders?
Yeah, I'll give him
Yes.
the party the proper warning about this man's weirdos and make it a game.
Okay.
Make everyone aware to pay attention to such a thing.
So, arriving at the Eel's End itself, the ship itself, it is tied at the end of the pier, and it not only overshadows the rest of the ships in size, it kind of forms this centerpiece of the entire enterprise. Even here, though, you will see that there is a relative level of reverence. The ship itself, its figurehead is its most noticeable thing, with a eels coiling around what appears to be a woman's head. There's some dancing people, some people that look like they might be sailors, other people that look like they may be thugs, kind of like enjoying themselves up on the deck of the ship here. The kind of main deck. While you can see the other aft decks and other kind of decks are very clear. The ships are, generally speaking, the way they're arranged, they are connected together. Other than arriving from the docks to them, they do have some passages between them, so you don't have to like exit down to the dock and get back on the other one. You can kind of walk in between them. And this one actually does have that too. Some of you actually might have, like Khandes, you might have like passed across the deck here, where it feels like the people on this deck here are probably closer related to what goes on in the entire area. So they are a little bit more than just your general travelers in the entire area. The thing that kind of accentuates everything is a set of double doors on the back that leads towards the aft deck, with a large painting of a spider on it. The area that would lead to where the captain's cabin would be.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, follow the environmental storytelling. It's like I'm playing a Bethesda role-playing game.
Sorry, we do Bethesda games here?
Follow the spider road.
As you approach the doors, you will feel whoever's in front of your group will feel a hand on their shoulder, as one of the people that seemingly like in revelry up on the thing is like, "Hey, what can I do for you? What you here for?" Let me get you, because I do have images.
Oh, he doesn't. Does he say get smoked?
He does not say
Yeah,
this.
it's actually it's three of that last guy in a trench coat.
Smoke it.
That guy's actually a kobold.
Oh god.
And there you
That's
go.
Really,
There's
really mask.
Yeah,
There's
he's
a
two
guy.
kobolds in a trench coat. They just
so
couldn't
they're
find
like
her.
a guy like this
That
who's got
girl's
like,
great.
he's got like probably like the only difference here, he's probably still got like the the thing over his shoulder he's kind of carrying, but he's also got like a beer in his hand or some kind of like ale or something. He's like kind of drinking out. He's like, "What business you got around here? Here for the party? There's always a party going on. We can talk about joining it. Otherwise, looking for the boss? Well, you're gonna have to talk with the rest of us first, right, boys, gals?" And there's like a cheer from the entire group.
We have a meeting set up.
Oh. Anybody hear about a meeting? Yeah. I heard about a meeting. Who was it with? They're yelling back and forth for a while, about this entire thing.
This
And then,
guy, you have a peculiar way of communicating between each other.
That seems mostly fine to me.
well, they're like all the way across the deck, I'm over here, they're over there. I could walk over there and talk to them, but I'm not with you then. And they seem to be busy with something.
You have to excuse my friend. She has never been here before.
Oh.
No, I figured they were doing this for like a minute, just trying to yell to each other, which just seems horribly inconvenient.
It
That's what
probably
they were,
was.
in fact.
like
Over a
like
party.
yelling.
But there is a
Yelling-
party going on the deck.
Oh, okay.
though,
I
you
didn't
know.
realize there's a party. Okay.
Yes, there is a party going on
Never mind,
about
yeah.
that has a bunch of these people that are obviously
Okay.
thugs for
Sorry, I thought they were just
run
like
the place,
across decks and like they just were yelling across each other for no reason. Like they decided not to get close.
Basically, you get the feeling that like most of the time, DeVargo leaves like probably the majority of his thugs to just enjoy themselves when they're not on duty, thugging around to the various ships. So it's
I
sort of
missed
like
the party part. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, there's the off-duty thugs, some of their friends and, probably some other crime people kind of hanging out with them. that are actually, like, you get the feeling that a lot of people here are probably just underworld people up on the deck here. Well, the boss was busy with some stuff, but I think he's about done. Clonk, 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 clonk. Yo, boss, your, noon? Appointments here? Clonk, clonk, clonk. He'd be like, yeah, send him in. So inside, you will see, of course, a very striking man here, which let me show you what this man looks like. And I will also put him in where people can see him in chat. There you go.
Jeez, that man is...
Man's covered in actual spiders.
There you go. He is actually covered in spiders.
He's got, like, acid knuckle dust.
What a weird dude.
So the captain's cabin is what could be effectively like a throne room in this point in time.
Fair.
The walls are covered with spider webs, where there are dozens of spiders kind of scuttling about the place. In varying size, the largest one's about fist size.
What kind of spider?
Mixture. A lot of different types.
Oh, okay.
Certainly they don't seem to leave the walls, at very least, kind of scuttling about on the areas there. There are two sturdy oaken tables that are kind of like surrounded by chairs in the center of it. And in the aft is like the wooden stage with a leather chair covered in cobwebs and scampering spiders, of which, Devargo Barassi, the king of spiders, sits upon. There is a narrow door in the port side here, kind of hanging ajar. You can see there's some stairs leading downstairs. And an iron bird cage that is hanging here from the ceiling like a chandelier in the center of the room. You will see that this man, Varsi, seems to have been chatting with a number of people, thugs, which seem to be here for who knows what reason. And he'll kind of look towards you and be like, "Ah, yes, please, come in. I was informed by how..."
Was there something in the birdcage, or is it empty?
Good question. There is something in the birdcage.
That spider just misbehaved, so it's been put in the birdcage.
No, I can show you what's in the birdcage. Give me a second here to show that, and I can give the... I think I got the thing here. We'll switch to a second to the ant one. As I will have you folks sit.
I'm
is
scared.
house drink.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
hell
okay.
yeah.
Oh,
Hey, fair enough, right?
that could also kill me.
Yeah, I could kill you.
Yeah.
That could kill you too.
Yeah, I have
Us
11
wizards,
HP.
man.
I could fight it.
11 hit points. I know it can
11
kill.
hit points.
A sneeze
Oh, I
kill
can
me.
hammer it.
I could die to someone looking in my direction.
Yeah.
I'd look in your direction.
I died.
Mhm.
I have to roll up a new character, thanks.
Honestly, you can easily tell this creature is just not being kept well. It's just in the cage there. It's there. It's a house drake. Other than that, there are, as I said, a number of thugs in here. About half a dozen of them. And he will kind of be like, please, we're having a new meeting here. Forgive me, but we've got some recruits that I've just been hiring on to join my guards here at Eel's End. And they need to learn the job, so I hope you don't mind some on-the-job training with them. As he kind of will, mention for them to kind of stand over by the side, and kind of then kind of motion to you to sit around, to sit on the one side of that table there. Couple you two sit on the opposite side. We need someone to represent our side here. So now he's got 4 of the men kind of off to the side, the 5 of you on one side of the table, on the chairs, and 2 of the thugs that are kind of like sitting there on the other side from you. Well, how are all of you enjoying your time here at Year's End?
It has been quite enjoyable, I must say.
Excellent. I'm always glad to hear people that are enjoying themselves in the party here. So, I've heard tell that there is some possible... Well, what's the way to say this in the nicest way? You want something from me that I might know. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Well. Here comes the question. What's in it for me? Business here booms. And a lot of words and things, information spreads throughout the area, all the time. Now, there is a little bit of a level of trust, but I'm going to be honest. Trust goes as far as you're willing to go. And a lot of people just don't give me a good reason to have that kind of trust with them. So, are you folks that have a good reason to have a trust with me?
Sorry, I had a coughing fit. I apologize.
Mm-hmm.
I think Ivona would kind of look towards her friends.
I personally want to do a sense motive, see if he's angling for anything particular.
Sure. Go ahead and roll sense motive.
Not that I'm great at it, but let's see.
A 20 is pretty good. He seems more curious, you're getting the sense of, for the way he's doing things. He seems to be like, there isn't a particular angle yet, maybe. Maybe he's just kind of finding out what's going on with you and figuring out what he wants to do with it. So this is the early moments of the relationship between you.
What do you know of our objective?
Well, you see, Madame Halvara is an old friend of mine, and certainly has been one of my greatest protectorates here at the thing. Her guys and gals have helped keep Eel's End going much more than some of the other businesses here. So when she comes to me and says she's met someone that feels like they're trustworthy, might be willing to give a good bit of money or something else for some information, I assume she knows a little bit more. But I'm a reasonable man, and I understand people that are coming to me want to tell their own tales, either through reasonable discourse or screaming and begging when it's needed. I also kind of grin at that one.
Well, we could also tell you that there's a little less competition left in town now.
Really? Wait, let me think. What's been going on? Were you involved with the death of a man named Lamb?
He won't be a bother anymore if he was for you.
Certainly no. Rival? Nah. Bother? Nah. We were mutual acquainted, and certainly there was a few times he might stop on by, enjoy some pleasure. He was a little bit stingy, though. Certainly those small kids of him have some petty fingers. But they knew to stay away, or, well, they might lose a few fingers. Doesn't mean outside the docks they didn't take advantage of people coming in and But that's outside my area. Well,
So you're unaware of what our goal is. But I know our goal in its resolution will be a benefit to yourself.
Okay, I need you as a group to roll a diplomacy. You can get the others to aid. All of you can aid in this one.
Okay. I have a +10 base.
I have a +9, so
0.
I'm gonna call it you a few times to do this throughout the thing. So just like
+0.
So I will roll. Do I just
You don't-
automatically get assistance, or?
Anybody that wants to assist can roll the DC 10 to assist.
Alright, I will roll to assist.
yeah, I'll roll
Okay,
with
you can
assist.
get help from multiple sources.
In this case, sometimes it's usually one or two, but in this case, all of you can. It's
Okay. Nope.
For one bit of help, then.
So
I have a +2. So
Yeah,
add
+2.
2 to this.
Okay.
29. Success.
Yeah, okay. So, certainly, there's always the possibility for a great deal, as you said. And information is something important. So why don't we stop beating around the bush, since you haven't told me what you want? What are you willing to do or offer me for said information? We don't want this to go on too long. I have plenty of things to do around here, and certainly you don't want me losing my patience. And you seem like very nice folks.
I believe our outcomes are going to be mutually beneficial if we are to be successful.
All right. What
We
are you
see-
offering me?
We have
Tantus. There's a lot of various spiders in this room. Can I try and identify if there's anything like, if this guy has an act for like rare spiders or anything like that? Like, can I roll on nature for that?
Yeah, nature would
You
do.
want to go find a rare ass spider?
Okay,
I'm just no. I have a plan.
can I as well? Just because.
You were interested in the spider, so if you want to check out what kind of spider it is, if there's
Yeah.
any that particularly stand out, that is a good chance.
I rolled 24.
Okay. You can go ahead to Ada.
I am not rolling over.
I mean, like, Ada, you will... The main one you'll probably notice is there are drain spiders here. But Avona, the one that you'll notice, there are dream spiders in amongst there that have a lot more of a... It messes with your brain a lot more, their venom. It's much more, like, hallucinogenic and stuff. That's why they call them dream spiders, you know? There does seem to be a number of them in and amongst here.
They're also used to make the flay leaf drug.
Yes! It's a plant plus spider venom. So that's why it's basically like we're combining weed with hallucinogenic spider venom to create a drug. Enjoy!
Oh, good lord. But like, no rare or exotic spider here.
Probably nothing outside the purview of what would be here in Korvosa.
Okay. I gotta think about this for a second. His question was, what would we offer him?
Yes. He basically, before you ask him something, he wants to know what you're putting on the table to as an offer to begin with. What's your initial offer to begin with? And there would probably be negotiations after you would ask him his question.
Ivana will kind of break her silence, having looked around the room, kind of interrupting Lucia, because I think Ivana can tell this guy's not having any of the fancy speak. You seem to have a number of quite interesting things here. But something you don't have that perhaps you could boast of interest is the service of a dampier.
What kind of service do you mean? On staff?
Perhaps a job or two.
Certainly, as an initial offer, this is an interesting one. You've perked my curiosity. A unusual creature such as itself. In my line of work, I've heard of plenty of unusual creatures and beings. Dampiers and many of their other more unusual creatures. Tieflings, changelings. Many of them end up in the dark parts of town. Such as my place. Well, your offer is interesting. So, let's continue our negotiation with what is it you'd want from me now?
I require information on the doings of, what was the ambassador's name?
Ambassador
Imperi.
Ampri.
How could I forget a name like Imperi? I was Ambassador Imperi.
Interesting. What makes you think I would have that information?
Well, I would think that perhaps someone who runs one of the most interesting establishments in Korvosa would attract the attention of perhaps an unsavory ambassador looking to imbibe.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all.
He's been
Well,
seen coming here, hasn't he?
Yes, he was seen coming here at
Try
one
not
time.
to let on that we maybe know he's coming here.
I want another.
I'm just letting you guys.
With this,
know
I want
it's
another diplomacy check then from your group.
I help this time.
It helps this time. Khandes helps this time. Avona helps this time, so +6.
Yeah, just add it to this. Well, 17.
17.
Oh,
Because Avona's the one leading this, my check should be the main one, personally.
If you want it to be,
Yeah.
we can do
I
that.
feel like that's because I'm the one leading this. bit.
Yeah, I
23.
mean, probably should have
I
said it
will take
before I
that.
rolled, but I was thinking.
That's fine.
Yeah, you were taking a little bit.
Yeah, so 23 is fine too. Okay. I'll be a little honest with you. I like you folks. It's been a little interesting to be here. I do have some information on your ambassador. I might be able to help you and point you out in a direction. What you're looking for, where maybe you're looking for it, that kind of thing. But even service of a unusual being would be a little difficult here for that entire thing. You see, the thing is, an ambassador, especially one to another more powerful country, well, their secrets are expensive.
I'm sure with the dealings you do here, you have people in debt or competitors of some sort. Maybe we could help handle. You don't have to risk your men on such.
That would be very useful for a unusual being such as yourself, if you're saying that's all of you would work together with your Dampier friend. That might be able to assist. There's always some kind of thing that needs to be done. But I don't know if you're the kind of folks that get your hands so bloody.
Depends on what needs to be done.
Therein lies the trouble. Well.
I mean, if you're looking for someone to collect a debt or something, that could be easily done, or rough someone up maybe. But if you're talking someone who's a competitor, I speak at least for myself here, I'd be more than willing to stop them from being a competitor.
Interesting. Well. I do want you to roll me diplomacy with the others to help you then this time. Let's try that.
Okay.
You're not going to need to roll as much from what you're suggesting, but I do want to see how you roll on this.
I can't roll below a 10, so you get +2 from me.
Fascinating.
Okay, so you'll have
That's the
+4
highest
to
I
whatever
can
you roll.
21.
21's not bad. Alright. You know what? I could... provide some information to you for a price, a reasonable price for an ambassador. 1,500 gold pieces, and one aforementioned job.
We have other avenues looking into this as well, so it's a little high for something that might be achievable elsewhere.
Oh, so you think that you could get this elsewhere, such grand information as my own? Because trust me, if you don't know what you're looking for, you're probably not going to find it.
I place the bag of coins on the table.
Okay, you had 1,000 gold in that bag.
Why don't we say you're getting what? 5 people
Out of character,
to...
I was just downplaying things a bit.
I understand.
You're getting all 5 of us to help you. Why don't we knock the 500 off there? Make it an even 1,000.
I will allow someone to make another diplomacy check. You can choose which one of them out of you this time. Let's do it.
Khandes can roll. Lucia doesn't like this guy.
Anyone rolls for help?
I'll roll for help.
Roll for help.
I mean...
Help.
I think we were saying, so who was rolling?
Khandes.
Khandes.
So
Khandes, you were rolling.
+4.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, yeah. So I get +4, so 30.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
That's for good.
That's good.
1,000 does sound fine. He's gonna actually have. He's gonna call. He's gonna point to one of them and kind of have him get one of the heads in here. As one of the newer recruits to kind of shake his head and go grab some another man who's going to kind of come in and kind of take the bag of gold and take it out. Now, I do like you a lot, but we must keep this civil. And even with a job for me, which I think I can think of something that would be of assistance. Possibly. For now, we'll save the job. I know a lot of what goes on here in Old Korvosa. And so, certainly, you'd have a hard time traveling around here if you got on my bad side. You understand. Your word's important here. Regardless, I can't give you everything. And I'm confessing to that, because I do like you. But, gotta take a few steps on your own, and I can't give everything here. So,
Sense motive I'm just curious if he's being truthful about that, or if he's playing his side down.
Sure.
Oh gosh, dang it. My rolls are
He's
terrible.
hard to read on this one.
I'm
definitely.
gonna. I mean, I've been keeping an eye on him too, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
try and see if I get anything.
You get a little bit more of the feeling that, like, he is definitely saying, like, I probably know... The way he's saying it, that I know more, but I'm only going to give you this much. It's sort of like he seems to like you, he took the deal, but, like, you did talk him down out of money, and maybe that's why he's, like, not giving you quite everything, you know? If he went full what he wanted, or maybe even gave him more, he might have been more full front-time.
Right.
Ambassador Amphrey, a man who has graced us a few times for a few bits of gaming, a few bits of pleasure here and there. Well, well, well. The ambassador. He has been known to exchange letters. Exchange letters with many people. One of those people happens to be the wife of a very important Chalish noble. Wife, who he has apparently visited when returning home. Perhaps without her husband's knowledge. But I'm sure those letters will reveal that. Now, those letters are hard to come by. Certainly, someone such as myself might know something about it. But I am vastly aware of many things going on here. And, well, your presence here is an interesting one. So, wait outside the door. He's going to mention to all the rest of them. Kind of lean back in his leather throne, kind of look over. We'll talk a little bit more open now about a few things. Because you're on my payroll a little bit more now. You're a little different vibe. I'm aware the ambassador has some plans going on. Not sure what. Don't like. But it's not my place to interfere too much. Korvosa's Korvosa, no matter what's going on. Certainly I don't think he has too much of a danger to him. But I know there's a bunch of upstarts and stuff that wouldn't like whatever he's doing, and as much as things are nice here and good old Eels and feel a little less safe elsewhere ain't good for business. Some people come here for a little bit of a getaway. But, well, plenty stay home. Can't like that. So my ability to earn money on the ambassador is... how do I say this? In question. You take care of it. You help me out. Grand. I don't have to worry about it. He's gone. But a little bit of things dry up. So, what I want from you, well, you folks have been seen around the Citadel. Dealing some deals? Mercenary work with the guards? That why you're here? Some noble somewhere higher up wants to make sure things are nice and peaceful in Korvosa. They don't want to send a group of soldiers down here, so they sent a bunch of dirty mercenaries, willing to get their hands a little messy. Well, things are going on in town. I want to be kept abreast of it. And if there's something that needs to be involving me, I want to know about it. You get me? And if it is something that involves me too, I'll let you know. Then both me and your friends in the nobility or the guards can be happy. You get me?
I get you.
Great.
Keep you informed as long as you're willing to pay for it.
You're paying for it.
This is the deal he wants from us.
I'll let you know when I'm calling collect. That's not the right prop. That's not the way I should say it. I'll let you know when I'm calling it in. When I'm sending you that message.
I thought he was saying this on top of what he would still want us to do.
No, this
No.
is what he wants.
Yeah.
He basically wants you to know if they're what actions you're taking, and he might inform you of one of them that there might be something that would involve him. That he would want you to do like an extra job on top of it.
Got it.
Ivona will kind of think for a moment. The law has never helped me very much, but quite honestly, people who are like you have helped me out more, especially dealing with certain tragedies that have befallen me. So I would be willing to take your due for this.
Excellent. As long as your compadres agree to at least we keep our things civil between our groups. You're always welcome to enjoy yourselves at ease. Provided.
My only stipulation is that it doesn't directly harm Shanti.
I don't worry too much about that kind of thing. Now I'm going to tell you, our good ambassador has lost some letters before. So the ones he's probably got now are kept much more safe. Probably hidden somewhere. Something a little bit more insidious. Where that might be, up to you to find out. I've only pointed you in the right direction. But if you get those, then you can do what you want with them. Blackmail him. Heck, there is a certain Chelish noble that would love to find out what his wife has been doing and who's been doing it with him. And by love, I mean murder a man. Alright. You can go now. I have business to attend to.
I'll give a nod and head to the door.
I will
I'll stand up
also-
and follow.
I
I'll
leave.
give a very respectful bow. I give a respectful bow. I think it's fair, then you know. The vampire you'll be dealing with is me.
I figured. Oh, and as you're all like leaving the door, pleasure to do business with you.
Alright, we leave, I guess.
That went well.
Yes.
Well, yeah, so...
Once
Well,
we're
you do-
Go to
off,
his place and... Well,
You
at least
do
we know
have a
what we're
reason-
looking for
Yes.
when we sneak into his place.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know the dirt that would be very helpful dirt to have. He's yeah.
We also know he's lost the letters before and more cautious now.
Yes.
Yeah.
AKA he lost the letters to DeVargo, and he's been blackmailing him.
yeah.
Yeah.
At least we know what to look for now.
Once we're off the ship, I'm going to turn to Ivana. Can we head back to your mother's tavern? I feel a bit dirty.
Of course.
That wasn't worth the money.
You need to learn how to deal in Old Korvosa. It is not a pretty city.
Anyway, we'll leave it there. That you've met the well, I don't know if I can say self-proclaimed, because he does have spiders hanging out with him all the time and stuff. The
Yeah,
king of
right.
spiders.
Dude is like a
It's
wannabe
spider dude.
drow.
Do drows even have spider lore in Pathfinder?
I don't know, and they've also
I mean, technically, drow don't exist in Pathfinder anymore.
they're like
That is true. They're
they're like
They
called
don't
something
exist.
else.
They've been replaced with snake people.
Well, technically speaking, there is a like cavern elf now, which might be kind of what they were, but they're like not called drow anymore.
they have cavern elf, which get dark vision.
I also don't
unlike normal
believe
elves.
Pathfinder drow have a spider fetish.
They could also still be like corrupted by Robogug.
Yeah,
you
well,
know,
drows don't
but-
have like society in the same sense. in Pathfinder.
Yeah.
They're like literally corrupted elves.
Yeah.
Unlike not like elves that were corrupted thousands of years ago. They're like corrupted elves from yesterday.
Yeah, they ran in Pathfinder lore. They ran away during the apocalyptic event underground, and the evil god that's in the center of the planet corrupted them and drove them insane, like it did with most things that live underground. Thanks, Rovagug. That's what everybody says. Thanks, Rovagug.
Good guy,
He's my
that
best
was.
friend. I chill with him on Saturdays,
Definitely
bro.
not evil.
Definitely not unleashing horrible doomsday monsters like the Tarask.
True.
Anyway, let's give some shout-outs as we end for the day. Yes, that was a nice little meeting you had with a man, and so you will resolve the ambassador thing next time. I hope you've been enjoying this. This became a lot more than it normally would be, because normally you just kind of go to this guy and bribe him, but like this is much
Hey,
more
look.
interesting.
I mean,
more
yeah,
fun.
normally you just go to him first.
You know what?
But
We're
anyway.
making the book more cool.
I didn't want to deal with this dude at all. Okay,
No.
so I did.
I kind of
everything
agree.
in my power.
I kind of agree. I think this wasn't worth it.
Real shame you have a literal vigilante in your party.
Mhm.
I mean, I kind of want to kill this guy.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That is
Because-
possibly an option later on.
Yeah, because I think the drugs that got to my brother might have started here.
Oh, most definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this guy should be what your background is for.
That's alright. You killed
Well, I
Ram
didn't
and
know
said
the
you
hired
did it.
chain. I only knew the
Well, the
one
thing is-
that gave it to him.
His backstory has that his brother ended up in like drugs and stuff, and ended up in a gang with Lamb, and that was
Yeah.
what led him farther down the path and stuff like that, like working for Lamb, eventually leading to his death. But certainly, as he said here, Lamb had connections with him, generally speaking, as most criminals do. Like, as much as he is also a criminal overlord in this area, he really only chooses to have a small corner of Eel's End, which he is king of, but that's all he needs because he has a lot of influence over
Yeah.
a lot of the criminal things.
Well, that's what I was kind of also trying to get to see if, when I mentioned Lamb, if it was someone who he would appreciate that's out of the way, or it's like, oh, that's a slight inconvenience because
Well,
I
thought he
did
was more
business with him.
neutral on it.
It's even like, yeah, this is not even that. It's just like, yeah, he actually was a patron, and he didn't really do much. He stayed out of my way.
I mean, like, if I wanted to, he also likes having people that make deals with him play knivesies.
Oh, that would have
God.
been great.
Yikers. He's a pretty terrible dude.
Yes.
I would up the stakes to Hammersies.
Well, that's an actual game that's played
I know.
in Korvosa by, like, people.
I figured, but I was making a joke.
Yeah. He's only lawful evil. He's not chaotic evil. Anyway,
Lawful evil is better than chaotic evil.
True.
Yeah. He's very much more a deal maker. So, Joe, do you have anything to shout out today?
Yarg.
Arg?
Yarg.
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 Arg?
Yarg.
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 All right then. God. Sel.
Yarg.
Mm-hmm.
Yarg.
Hey,
All right.
that's my Yarg.
We might
I
have
stole
lost
it.
a lens somewhere in there. I forgot I did have an extra image here that I'll show off here because
Extra pictures.
yeah, I don't know if I had it set up for you guys though, but for like his recruitment thugs, I had one for the public. Anyway, so Lynn seems to have lost Lens. So Momo, any shout outs? I think
Hi.
Lynn's just dozed off.
You can find me occasionally as a disembodied voice on Discussing Tabletop, where I try to be the more positive one on the show about certain things. However, if you watch the show, you'll know when it comes to D&D and Magic the Gathering, there's not a lot of positivity left in my body.
Yeah,
You catch
Definitely.
me there. I sometimes appear on streams, occasionally, probably with Tantus. Eventually, this man's gonna be forced to play Dead Space 3 and suffer with me.
It'll
I'll
be
probably
a time.
stream that as well because it's the co-op game one day. Other
of
than that,
these
yeah.
days.
I mean, you don't need to follow me on Twitter. You don't need to see my Twitter.
And Worm.
I'm Diamond Worm. You can find me on twitch.tv/DiamondWorm or at DiamondWorm on Twitter. I've been streaming, well, mostly on weekends right now. I'll probably get back to streaming Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays evenings as well eventually. Probably like in a week or two. It's got a lot going on right now. But otherwise, yeah, I've been playing a lot of Baldur's Gate lately. Come and watch.
It's a good game.
It is. I'm very overwhelmed by the city. There's just too much.
It is my personal game of the year.
What is your game of the year?
Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, that's a pretty good choice, I think.
It's a close tie between that and Alan Wake 2, but you know, Alan Wake 2 doesn't have the near amount of choices and weird shit. Baldur's Gate 3.
Myself, Tansnarman Dracovin. You can find me here most days of the week, save for Sundays. If you want to see gaming streams, it's usually Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays mornings. If you want to see tabletop-related stuff, other than this show, every Wednesday at 9 p.m., there's, as the aforementioned, Discussing Tabletop, Saturday evenings around 6 p.m., and then on Tuesdays and Thursdays early afternoons, and Saturday a little bit before noon, I usually have streams where I record and do lore videos for YouTube up on stream on various topics for tabletop. Tomorrow will be Pathfinder / Galarian related topics. So if you want to learn some lore of the world I've been talking about, I'll talk about it tomorrow. I don't think Korvosa, because I'm saving that for later, but there's various other stuff. I deep dive into a lot of those things. Really interesting. I think that's most of my shout-outs. I've got social media stuff. I've got all those things. Please come on, check us out again next week. I hope you're enjoying it a lot. I've definitely been having a lot of fun with this. We've taken... Look, this is what I like best about taking some of these adventures, is we evolve them, these pre-made ventures, in interesting ways, way beyond where they'd normally be, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. You know, this is what I wished a lot more with when we did Buccaneers of the Shackled Sea. I'm not gonna lie, that I think we're hitting a little bit better of the stride here than we did there, because that one just, by the time we were hitting that stride, there was a lot of issues. But, yeah, and if you want more, I definitely will be talking. If you want to check out the VOD from Monday, that's when I talk about my overall experience with PAX Unplugged. I'll talk about the tabletop side, a bunch of the announcements and stuff on Saturday. So if you want to hear about that, make sure to check that out there. I think I've evolved my opinion about what's going on a little bit more with the 5th edition's changes and stuff after seeing their presentation and getting to talk with some people there. Certainly, I've I'm going for a much more neutral ground. But anyway, until then, later on, everybody, good night. Bye.